Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here I'm going to be talking about how to farm the Act 3 Telkine in Titan Quest. So this video is supposed to be like a podcasty slash guide version that goes along with the text video on my, with the text guide on my website. And we're just basically going to cover everything that's in the text guide, as well as provide a little bit more information and show you how to kill the boss, since you can't really show somebody how to kill the boss in a text guide. So one of the main reasons that people farm this location is because this Telkine has one of the best loot tables in Act 3. He's arguably got a loot table on par with Typhon, and he is significantly easier to take out than Typhon. Typhon is a really, really difficult fight for, like, I would say 90% of builds. However, this Telkine, not so difficult for most builds. Also, another reason that people like to farm this Telkine is because it's the only mob in the entire game that drops this weapon right here, the Adamantine Sickle of Kronos. This is kind of like a meme weapon. There's not many builds that use this weapon realistically, because you have to stack a shit ton of strength and intelligence in order to use it, and you basically can't use it at all unless you have reduction stats, like how on my... You can see how I have here 30% reduction. You probably need more reduction than that in order to use this. But here is the boss. As you can see, he's holding the sickle. You'll actually be able to see him, like, see how he unequipped it. It means he won't drop it for this fight here. But you'd actually be able to see him holding the sickle if he has it on his loot table. So, this fight is going to be pretty straightforward on my character because I have pretty good gear and it's a pretty good build. So we're just going to decimate the Telkine. Like so. And we're going to see what he drops. So not too bad of a, I don't need this, or actually let me say, do I have? Yeah, I already have one of those. So as you can see, he dropped one epic force, which isn't too bad. I think they're called epics in this game, although I'm a little bit unsure. But he dropped a purple force. And purple is a pretty color, so we enjoy getting purple items. And this is going to be the closest rebirth fountain to him right here in the obsidian halls. I do strongly recommend that you run through this area because these enemies are absolutely horrible. See that guy that was chasing me, how he just dispelled me right there? He dispelled all of my buffs, and then it's going to send me right into those Dragonoids, which are quite powerful, if I must say so. These Dragonoids hit for a absolute shit ton. And it's a good thing that I am defense and I have a lot, like, look at my resists, 73% pierce res. That's brilliant for these mobs. But if I didn't have that, those enemies would mess me up. And that is probably the worst part of farming this location, is getting by those Dragonoid enemies in order to get to where we are now. Typhon does have some annoying enemies there on the way to him too, so it's not like that farming location is exempt. No matter what you're going to be farming, you're going to have to run through some annoying enemies to get to either one of these bosses. But as you can see, this boss is pretty easy to farm. We're able to basically do the run in, I would say, under a minute and a half. If I actually run right there, let me actually we'll do a stopwatch after I have to buff myself first, huh? So I started the stopwatch because I'm actually genuinely curious to see how long it takes me to do this run. You won't be able to see the stopwatch because I'm using it on my phone, sadly. And I don't have expert video editing skills, otherwise I would just add it into the video. But what I was saying before about those gilded guys, they debuff you, and then when they debuff you and they send you into the Draconid enemies, that's like insta-death. So for the most part, you want to skip them. And skipping them might be a little hard because they might end up killing you when you're trying to skip them. So right now we're at about 40 seconds. So we're going to be doing this run in under a minute. So 45 seconds is how long it took me to do the run, which is pretty darn good. So like every minute you basically get a chance at getting an epic item off of the Telkine. And these runs are significantly faster than they would be if we were doing Typhon. If we're doing Typhon, it's usually a minute and a half to 2 minutes per boss kill. That is if you can actually kill him quickly. Most builds, though, you're not going to be able to kill him quickly, which means the fight is going to be significantly longer than just a minute and a half. which is the main reason that Typhon is not worth farming as much as this Telkine is. Because despite the fact that this Telkine has slightly worse loot than Typhon, he's able to be killed significantly faster. And hold on, I think he's going to actually drop the... Yeah, see how he's holding the adamantite sickle? We're going to slow down our run. But notice how he's holding it now past that scene. That means he's going to drop it this time. And it's worth mentioning that it's not just for this boss. All enemies in this game, they will be holding the item that they are going to be dropping. So if they're dropping like an epic weapon, they're going to be holding it when you fight them. There you go, adamantine sickle of Kronos. Since we already have one, I don't need to pick it up, but it's fun piece of information to know that he will drop that item, or that he will be holding that item if he does drop it. So before I end this video, we'll end it on this run. I want to give you a rundown of what to expect from this boss and abilities he'll use and shit like that. So he has 6 main abilities that he's going to be using. First things first, you want vitality and cold resistance for this boss. You'll be noticing that I'm using my Apples of Idun relic because I need the vitality res for this boss. It is extremely important, otherwise he will just eat you alive. And as far as his abilities go, collapse ceiling, which you've seen him use multiple times. We're actually going to drag out this fight so I can explain the abilities he uses. Collapse ceiling is a very hard ability to dodge. Allegedly, it can be dodged though. Let's see his fireballs that he does, which are his regular attacks. He also summons these imps, which are another one of his abilities. That was the collapse ceiling that you just seen there. So I'll get him to use it again real fast. So as you can see, this is basically his auto attack, the little fireballs that he shoots out at us. The imps are one of his, there's collapse ceiling right there. So you can dodge that if you dodge the pieces that are falling from the sky. But it is kind of hard to dodge the pieces that are falling from the sky because you don't get that much time to figure out where they're coming from and stuff like that. Energy blast he also does. There's a short range energy blast right there. And he also does a bigger one that has skill disrupt, that one right there that has skill disrupt that comes with it. So those are mostly all of his abilities. The only last one that he hasn't used yet is telekinesis, where he picks up a rock from the ground and then he chucks it at me. There you go. That was telekinesis right there. Good, he used it right on cue. Good Telkine. He made it nice and educational for me. And that's really all there is to it. Other than those abilities, or rather, even with those abilities, this fight is pretty basic, pretty straightforward, as you can see. If you are in Act 3 and you need some better loot, I would recommend this boss or the Dragon Lich. Both of these locations you can get from my website if you would like to see them there. And that's really all there is to it. Hopefully this video helps some of you guys out, and I will catch you guys around my next Titan Quest video. Peace.